Hello friends, welcome to GS Core. So we are continuing with our series of discussing current affairs and then solving MCQs. Solving MCQs through what we are learning in current affairs. Basically, it is a skilling program where we will let you know the content and we will also let you know how that content is to be used for taking into consideration MCQs of prelims. Okay. What are the important topics of the day? First and foremost, it is related to nuclear reactors. Then we have Shockley-Quisser limit, digital arrest, a new phenomenon, AlphaGeometry, very important update on artificial intelligence, and then uniform civil code based on the law passed in Uttarakhand. Alright, so let us first look at nuclear reactors of India. So nuclear reactors are in news because India basically it will basically begin loading of nuclear core in fast breeder reactors. Fast breeder reactors are one of the types of reactors. Alright, one of the types of reactors. Alright, what this process will do is it will basically start the phenomena of nuclear fission, which will ultimately create heat, and that heat will be used for creation of electricity. All right, so when it basically comes to nuclear reactors, what do we see? We see that nuclear reactors use something called as fissile material. We basically see something called as fissile material. Fissile material is used for the purpose of creation of energy. How it is done? Basically, the atoms of fissile material are bombarded and they are converted into atoms of smaller elements, relatively smaller elements in periodic table. All right. Mostly what are used for the purpose of fissile material? So it may be uranium, it may be thorium, or it may be plutonium. Thorium is very special for India because if you consider monazite sand in Kerala, so it is basically one of the most important sources of thorium. Alright, it is one of the most important sources of thorium. Okay. And what we also see is this thorium is extracted through placer deposit method. What is placer deposit method? It is a method to which gravity is used. For the purpose of extraction. Take a relative gravity used for the purpose of extraction. Before a material is fissile, it is fertile. It is basically fertile. It can be used after process, after basically processing. After basically processing. So if you take into consideration now, so this is basically the mother material and fissile material is the end product. Alright, in this particular process, what is important? Inserting the core. Inserting the core and the reactor going critical. Inserting the core basically starts the process. Once the reactor reaches criticality, that means now what will happen is electricity will be produced from that particular reactor. Alright, inserting the core के पास आता है criticality. Alright, so let us consider the statements provided. Criticality in a nuclear reactor refers to a point just before nuclear meltdown. Absolutely not. Nuclear meltdown is nuclear accident. Nuclear meltdown basically is nuclear accident. ठीक है, as it happened in as it happens in Chernobyl or 3 Mile Islands. Alright, so the first statement is wrong. Second statement, thorium cannot be mined from placer deposits. It can be, which are created by the action of gravity on moving particles. Absolutely not. Thorium, in fact, not only thorium, even gold is mined through placer deposit method. ठीक है. Third statement, a fertile material is not fissionable by thermal neutrons but can be converted into fissile material by centrifuge. ये वाला statement is also wrong. This वाला statement is also basically wrong. ठीक है. For the purpose of converting fertile material into fissile material or making it fissionable, what has to be done is several methods are used. One of them is neutron capture. आप क्या करते हो? What you do is you act upon the atom, you act upon the nucleus of the atom and change the nucleus according to your need. Change the nucleus according to your need and through it make fertile material a fissile material. How many of the above statements are correct? None of the above statements basically are correct. So answer is basically D. Answer basically is D. None of the above. Moving on to Shockley-Quisser limit. Shockley-Quisser limit is in news, and what is basically Shockley-Quisser limit? Shockley-Quisser limit basically is the upper limit. It is basically the upper limit it is basically upper limit to which theoretically a solar cell can perform to the best of its ability. ठीक है. And why is this particular limit in news? The limit is in news because according to recent research, recent research, what has happened is two strategies are said to be theoretically developed, which can improve or increase the limit. They can basically increase the limit. All right. If we take into consideration solar cell as such, so solar cell as such, what are they? They convert heat energy into electrical energy. So what is basically happening? Law of thermodynamics is being played. That is, energy can be converted into one form to another and it cannot be destroyed. It basically cannot be destroyed. All right. So if we take into consideration the statements provided and the question provided. ठीक है. So first statement is Shockley-Quisser limit defines the maximum theoretical efficiency of a solar cell based on single junction semiconductor material. Absolutely correct. This statement is correct. ठीक है. Second statement, the Shockley-Quisser limit is applicable only to solar cell made out of silicon. Absolutely not. No. ठीक है. This limit is not limited to silicon cells. All right. So first statement is correct. Second statement is not correct. Our answer therefore will be D. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is incorrect. All right. Moving on to the next question, and this is with respect to digital arrest. Now this is, you can say, a fraud committed, a digital fraud committed on people. So it has nothing to do with, digital arrest had nothing to do with law enforcement, and it is not implemented by law enforcement agencies like police. Digital arrest is when you get a call saying that your Aadhaar card or your SIM card or your bank account will be freezed. All right, and therefore what you have to do is you have to basically go online, or basically activate video call with a person who then will verify your identity. Now this video call, what is done is, through this video call the image of the person is captured. Alright, image of the person is captured, and then that image is used for the purpose of conducting illegal activities, even for the purpose of blackmailing the person, concerned person, okay, by morphing his identity. This basically is digital arrest. Alright, this basically is digital arrest, and it is one of the digital frauds, as I told you, which has been grooming in India. One of the digital frauds that has been grooming in India. So let us consider the two statements provided to us. Under the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, police can digitally arrest someone by confining them under house arrest using GPS tracker. Absolutely not. It has nothing to do with police. A digitally arrested person shall have to present herself to nearest police station within 24 hours. Absolutely not. It has nothing to do with law enforcement agencies. In fact, law enforcement agencies are working against. They are working against digital arrest. So how many of the statements are correct? D. Neither of the statements are correct. Alright, now getting to AlphaGeometry. Now what is AlphaGeometry? AlphaGeometry basically is deductive database of Google. Okay. And what has this digital database done? It has shown ability to solve complex geometric equations without human demonstration, without prior human demonstration. So up till now, what has been the case? A demonstration will be provided to AI, and AI will then use the demonstration for the purpose of future problem solving. But the same is not something that has happened with AlphaGeometry. Alright, what it also does is it uses something called as auxiliary construction. ठीक है, what auxiliary construction does is it uses whatever information is available, not necessarily the precise information, whatever information is available without strict restrictions, without strict limitations. So there are basically no strict limitations with respect to implementation. Alright, with respect to implementation, and this deductive database has been successfully used by AlphaGeometry. Alright, it has been successfully used by AlphaGeometry. So let us look into the questions and the options provided. A deductive database is a type of database management system that uses logic and rules to derive new information from existing information. Absolutely. So it does not require precise information. Whatever information it has, it will use that. So precise information is not needed. In auxiliary construction, there are particular restrictions for how we can come up with different construction to solve a problem. There are no restrictions with respect to use of information also and implementation of information also. Okay. So second statement is incorrect. Third statement, Google's AlphaGeometry only employs deductive database to solve mathematical problems. नहीं, ठीक है, it does not use only employs deductive database. नहीं, so it does not use just deductive database, it also uses, as we have seen, auxiliary construction. So auxiliary construction plus deductive database have given us AlphaGeometry. All right, auxiliary construction. Here we see first statement is correct, other two are incorrect. So our answer will be A, only one. Our answer will be A, only one. Moving on to the next question, and this is with respect to Uniform Civil Code. This is basically with respect to Uniform Civil Code. So if we take into consideration Uniform Civil Code, now Uniform Civil Code is in Article 44 of the Indian Constitution. What is Uniform Civil Code? Uniform Civil Code basically is people in a state or a country. Okay, now it has been implemented in Uttarakhand and Goa. So we will take example of state. So people in Uttarakhand will have a common personal law. All right, relating to marriage, divorce, adoption, maintenance, guardianship. So this basically is Uniform Civil Code. Uniform Civil Code is when all the citizens, irrespective of their religious background, or all the people irrespective of their religious background, they will basically have a common personal law. That basically is Uniform Civil Code. Okay. In Uttarakhand, if you take into consideration, okay, what do we see is Uniform Civil Code embraces different types of marriages within different communities. Also what it does is it leaves out certain types of marriage. Okay, so it gives recognition to types of marriages in the community. All right, but what it has also done is it has kept tribals out. It has basically kept tribals out from its applicability. So Uniform Civil Code is not basically applicable on the tribals of Uttarakhand. All right, so let us look into the question. Consider the following statements regarding Uniform Civil Code recently implemented in Uttarakhand. The UCC Bill 2024 passed by Uttarakhand includes provision banning practices such as halal, iddat and talaq, okay, which are customs related to Muslims and divorce in Muslim personal law. Absolutely. Okay. Not all types of Muslim marriages are banned, but this type of Muslim marriages are banned under Uniform Civil Code. Second statement is tribals are included within the ambit of Uniform Civil Code, ensuring uniform civil law for all the citizens. This statement is wrong. Okay, first statement I said it is right. This is right. This statement is correct. I'm so sorry I have marked it incorrect, but it is correct. Second statement is incorrect. Okay, first statement is correct, second statement is incorrect. Our answer will be therefore A, only one. All right friends, thank you so much. So this was about today's daily current affairs. We'll meet soon. Bye and keep learning. Other than that, I will want you to go through the thank you. All right, it is compilation of current affairs that GS Core provides. All right, thank you so much. Bye.